today we have a completely new tier. We're doing a Little Cup battle. I've never done Little Cup before and I was really excited to do this. But before I get into it, I just want to say, so Yus, basically, me and Yus were planning to move to Gen 5 and do the RU tier, because Yus came up with the idea that the fact me and Yus despise RU so much, it'll be funny to get two people that refuse to play it this long to play it. So we're gonna go do an RU battle, but I said to him, before we move over, maybe we can do some last few Gen 4 battles, because you know, we waited so long to do these old gens. We did an OU battle. I suggested to Yus, let's do one more OU battle. And yeah, there was a team I've always wanted to use. It's been sitting in my box for like the longest time. It was a rain team, and the idea was to upload that battle, the OU battle and the Little Cup battle, both in the same video, because the OU battle was incredibly short. And basically what happened was Yus destroyed me. Like the team, it was a manual rain team, so I had to keep setting up rain dance, but Yus was just ready for me. Yus had like really good sets and I didn't stand a chance. Like, he completely wrecked me, like no homo. Yeah, so that happened, and the reason I'm not including it in this video is because I accidentally deleted the save file. I had the recording, and then yesterday Yus just said to me, you know what, have you ever done Little Cup? I was like, no. So before we jumped over to Gen 5, we decided to do a spontaneous Little Cup, and I accidentally oversaved on the OU battle. And instead of like just uploading it from Yus's point of view, I just thought, if I'm just gonna do it from Yus's point of view, I might as well just link Yus's video to his channel. So yeah, I'm probably gonna, as usual, always put the video in the description, but do check the description, because when Yus uploads his Little Cup battle, he's said he's most likely gonna upload the OU battle with it. So if you actually want to see me get demolished, do check the description, because yeah, that's basically what happens. Like, it was so bad. Anyway, so yeah, that happened, and then last night we decided to just jump into Little Cup, and I didn't really know what to expect. So I bring a team here, my Hippo team, and when I saw this thing was NU, I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, Hippo, Lilip is annoying, because I know Credilli is one of the worst things to deal with in the sand, with like that sand boost and all that stuff. I did bring a Munchlax and a Gligar. He bring a Munchlax and a Gligar, so at least I know I'm playing the tier properly. If I'm bringing something Yus is bringing, then I know I'm doing something right. I bring a Duskull because that thing is apparently really good. It was a decision between that or Ghastly. And my last Pokemon was meant to be, I think it's Cradidos or something like that, Rampardos' first form. I was going to go with him, like a rock type late game sweeper, but I went with I think it's Omanite. I went with him because I wanted more hazards, because I actually had no idea how Little Cup works. Yus did inform me, he was like, everything dies in one hit, and I generally just didn't believe him. I just thought, there's no way. But yeah, as you're going to see, that wasn't the case. So here I'm going to lead with the Hippo. I'm going to get the sand up, because I thought sand would do decent damage, but I was wrong. And he leads with Staryu, and I was laughing at this point. This felt like deja vu when I led with my Hippowdon and he led with his Starmie in our OU battle. So yeah, now we've got the baby forms. I bring in Munchlax because he's meant to be a special defense wall in this tier. He goes for Ice Beam, he gets a crit, it didn't do too much. I guess I still have the Thick Fat ability. And look at this sand damage, it literally takes away 1 health, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I bring sand? So I predicted him to switch out, and I go for Pursuit thinking Staryu's the Psychic type, and it's not. That's how little I know. Brings in his own Munchlax. Here he revealed it. I was like, oh thank god. So yeah, if he bring Munchlax, then I'm doing something right. So I'm just going to switch out because I don't want to deal with it. I want to see what he has. He's probably going for the normal move. I predicted that. Duskull is just, it was so good, man. Like, because I know his evolutions are so bulky with his defense stats. So here I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not going to over predict. I'm just going to go for an Will-O-Wisp, because I don't think Munchlax can do much to me. I want to cripple something. I don't think in this tier there's like Heal Bell and stuff. I don't think people bother with that. So again, a Will-O-Wisp on something is good. He brings a Magnemite. I'm okay to burn that because he's not taking sand damage anyway, even though sand damage ain't really doing much. Here, I wasn't sure. I predicted a T-Bolt. I don't know what Magnemites do, I have no clue. I predicted T-Bolt and he goes for Flash Cannon, which actually caught me off guard. It's going to do decent amount health considering I'm at full. He puts me quite low. Oran Berry kicks in, everything pretty much is Oran Berry in this tier. And yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, is he scared of me or is he not? So here I just thought, nah, do you know what, I predicted him to switch out, and Yus played really nicely because he stayed in, went for the second Flash Cannon. He knew I wasn't going to attack him. He predicted me on point. I set up a Stealth Rock because I still thought Hazards is viable in this tier. So yeah, Yus got me there, and I have no choice but to sack this thing because I'm looking at my team, and considering I was starting to pick up on how much damage everything does, like everything does take a lot of damage. As you can see, like this thing's meant to be bulky, and I took Flash Cannon not well at all. So I gotta sack it. It doesn't matter, he did his job, Stealth Rock's up. Yus is in here, I still don't really know what Magnemite does. It's kind of beating me at this point, so I'm gonna put this thing in my special wall. He goes for Flash Cannon again, and I kind of knew at this point he was choiced. He told me he was choice scarfed, and I kind of didn't over predict. He did 10 damage, and I'm just going to go ahead and heal up that 10 damage. And here I just thought he would switch out something, so I went for Fire Punch instead of EQ. And yeah, so that thing's down, that's one less thing to worry about. And I'm just like, okay, well, let's see what he wants to put in on me. I believe he brings in his, his Gligar. So I see this thing and I'm like, oh god, okay, well, I need to get out of here because I can't do anything to this thing. I bring in Duskull, so I didn't think he could touch Duskull, but he actually predicted the switch, and well, he kind of knew I couldn't touch him, so he set up his rocks. And I'm thinking here, okay, well, I'm gonna burn something again because Magnemite's dead. I think here he was predicting Ice Beam because these things do get Ice Beam. So predicting Ice Beam, he went into Munchlax, but I'm not gonna reveal anything just yet, so I'm just gonna go for the burn. It's always safe to get the burn. He brings in Munchlax. I guess he was trying to trap me as well because Munchlax has the Pursuit in this tier. And yeah, I'm just like, alright, well, I did my job, I'm getting the hell out of here. He predicted the switch, he went for the Pursuit, that was a really good play. Unfortunately, he ain't gonna do much because, you know, he's burned. I was a bit confused here, my Oran Berry didn't activate, which annoyed me a bit because I don't know how it works. I was trying to switch out, I'm in Oran Berry range, but I didn't heal. So I bring in this thing, and this thing's moveset was absolutely hilarious. So I set up a stockpile. This thing's moveset is stockpile, swords dance, recover, and seed bomb. So I'm just like, alright, well, setting up a stockpile. And I saw Duskull come in. I'm like, okay, well, I was going to go for a swords dance here, but then I was thinking, I think this thing can really hurt me with Earthquake. Like, Earthquake's going to do a lot. So I go for the second stockpile, and he reveals Taunt. I was like, god damn it, Yus, like, what am I meant to do now? So I have nothing to do here, and I'm just thinking, well, you got to attack, and basically it goes for the seed bomb, and it just did nothing. Like, that was atrocious. That did nothing to him. So he switches out. I guess he went for Taunt twice, I think, predicting me switch out, and now I just know not to stay in. So I switch out, he switches out, and I bring in my Gligar because I was hoping he can't touch this thing with his. And now I'm just like, alright, great. Well, I can't touch his Ghastly at all. My only attack move is Earthquake. And he decided to switch out as well. So he goes into Munchlax. I'm not too sure why. I think he had an Ice move. I didn't know it at the time, but he must have to play like that. So he might have Ice Punch or Ice Beam. I'm not too sure. I think he did. I remember him showing me his team. He had Ice Punch after. I bring in my Munchlax. We both double switched into Munchlax. I wanted to catch his Ghastly, he wanted to catch my Duskull. So here I just relied on a speed tie because we both have the exact same speed. And he goes for the Pursuit, I guess predicting me to switch out. That would have been a good play if I switched out, but yeah, I stayed in. I just went for the return, and yeah, man, things, Yus was right, man, things can't take a hit in this gen. Like, what was that? Things just die so quickly. So I'm getting weak in here, like by sand, each health point one by one. So yeah, he brings in Ghastly, and Ghastly is gonna Sludge Bomb, and somehow I live on 1 HP. Like, despite taking all the sand damage, I live on 1, and Pursuit kills him, even though it wasn't even Like, he wasn't even switching out. So yeah, that's a dead ghastly, but I am gonna die to my own sand, which is unfortunate. So we both doubled down here, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna reveal this thing. Like I said, this was meant to be Rampidos's first form as like a scarf or something, but I just thought I'd bring extra hazards. He brings in Dratini, so we both reveal our last Pokemons to each other. He goes for an Outrage, and I was just shocked to watch this Outrage absolutely destroy me. Like, I did find out afterwards it was choice banded, but I don't know. For some reason I was thinking I could live it. This play here was what made me and Yus so confused. Like, I bring in Gligar, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna hope that he misses, because I believe this has the Sandville. And I outspeed and kill it with Earthquake. Like, I was like, what the hell? I didn't know how fast this thing was. I was unaware of how fast it is. And the fact Earthquake killed is still pretty surprising as well. So he brings in Staryu, and here we were both laughing because this is a speed tie. We both have base 85 speed and we both max speed. So it's basically a case of who can outspeed who. He did outspeed me, he hits me with a Surf, and I'm gonna die. So here I'm just like, okay, well, I only got 2 Pokemon left. I'm not bringing in Lilith because it's just gonna probably get wrecked or something. And yeah, so I bring in this thing because little does he know I do carry the priority. I think he expected me to try to live the hit because my Orange Berry actually finally decided to activate this turn, because Orange Berry for some reason didn't activate earlier. I go for the Shadow Sneak. It's mainly for like Ghastlies, but it worked in this case. So I'm gonna kill Staryu, and here he brings in his last Pokemon, which is Gligar, and he did say to me he practically can't touch me. Like, his only attack move is Earthquake. But yeah, so he's gonna get the Orange Berry, and luckily for me I did opt for Ice Beam, so he's just gonna taunt me, I guess, so I can't burn him, and I'm just gonna finish on the Ice Beam. That, yeah, he did predict I could have it earlier, and he was right because I do have it. So that's gonna be the game. That was, honestly, man, I enjoyed that. That was a lot more fun than I expected. My first ever Little Cup battle. And yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned, and I'll see you lot in the next one.